to do this. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Sorry, I've just had to turn the fan on. It's a bit hot here, so I'd be really sweating if I didn't turn it on. I hope the sound is good. Anyway, let's get started. Yes, good morning. It is the 31st of August, the last day of August, everybody. I hope you had a good summer. I hope you had a nice time. Good morning. Buenos dias. Buongiorno. Annyeonghaseyo. I can't remember in Turkish. Günaydın in Turkish. Bon dia in Catalan. I hope you're well there. I'm trying to do some different languages. Any other languages? How do you say good morning? If anybody's watching and English isn't their first language, write it in chat. Today we're going to continue with some more of Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot, episode 16. We've been doing this for a while now, haven't we? And I'd just like to say thank you. Lots and lots of people have been watching these videos, and lots of people have been subscribing, which makes me so happy, which makes me really, really happy. I'm picking up a pen because I'm nervous, because I'm a teacher, and what teachers do, they pick up pens. I'm going to put it down again. I'm back to work on Monday, the 2nd of September, so I'm really looking forward to that. Well, you know, I've been having a nice holiday, but I have to get up earlier and stuff, yeah? So anyway, what are we going to do today? We're going to continue with Hercule Poirot, episode 16, the first cases, okay? So I know there's been a lot of new viewers, and yeah, you know, we're just playing a game which is about well, I know there's a lot of people here who like Agatha Christie. Well, how do I know this? Because I put a question on the community, on the YouTube community site, you know, about what was the first book. Which book was Hercule introduced to? And it was like 75% of the people were correct. Pretty amazing. So I've done a bit of a more difficult question, and have a look at this one. Wait, let me just copy paste, yeah? So the new question this week is that at one point, can I put this in chat? Just give me a second. And here's the link in chat. I've forgotten what year it was. But at one point, Agatha Christie, you know, the world's best-selling novelist, she had a kind of mental breakdown or something, and she disappeared, and everyone completely freaked out because, you know, she was super famous, and she disappeared, and nobody knew where she was. I hope the sound is working, yeah? This is my old paranoia. I hope I haven't gone on to mute. I hope it's working. Yeah, so anyway, Agatha disappeared because she was having some problems in her private life. Her husband was having an affair with another woman, and she disappeared. And there was this huge search, this huge hunt. You know, it's all the talk in the newspapers. Where is Agatha? And she disappeared. But then she was found, I think in Sunderland, in the north of England. And basically she had booked into a hotel. I think when they found her, she was like playing bingo or something like that, you know, in the hotel. But my question this week is, how long was the disappearance? Yeah. So I've just put the link into the chat. Click on it, look at the options, and let's see how you get on. Because last week was impressive. Yeah, a lot of people knew the first book. Yeah, when Hercule was introduced. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Let's begin. So, who am I? My name is Brian. Yeah, this is a channel. It's a very small channel. It's called Class A Plus English, and I like to play video games. But like, it's also to help explain vocabulary for language learners. You know, so I'm not playing Call of Duty. I'm not playing Fallout. I'm playing more story-driven games where there's you know, a story. Lots of language to explain that we can talk about. It's quite nice, I think, you know. So we're going to do that today. We're going to continue some more. Shall we begin? Well, I guess so. I was going to do a few things today. Oh, by the way, at some point, we're going to take a break, you know. We're going to take a little break. And I'm going to do a BBC Learning English, which is, they do a little video about Agatha Christie with some facts and some information and stuff. It's quite nice, and it'll be really, really useful for language learners. So we're going to play a little bit of the game, and then we're going to go into this video. It's 6 minutes. It's really nice, yeah? And I'll explain that in a bit. I guess we should get started, because I think that's what everybody wants, yes? Anyway, so let's have a look. How do I do this? I go to... Oh, also today I'm trying something new. I hope the sound is going to be better, because I've looked at the videos, and there's always this kind of static sound, you know? So I'm trying to do some noise reduction. I hope it works. We'll find out. Like I said, this is a new channel. I'm learning as I go, and I hope you enjoy it. Also, there's been lots of new subscribers. Thank you so much. It really helps me, and it really makes me happy. So if you enjoy this video, please like, please subscribe, and I will be very, very happy. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's get started. Let's get the party started. So, we're moving on. Okay, we're going to go to continue. I hope the sound is okay. Everybody, if the sound isn't good, tell me, please, yeah, in chat, because, you know, otherwise I will I'll be like just talking away. Nobody can hear me. Is the volume okay? Let's hope so. So while it's loading, let's talk about what happened in the last episode, episode 15. Well, we've come to the conclusion that the major. Maybe I should give a quick overview of the major. Okay, let's have a quick overview. And we can go through the characters of this whodunit. As you can see, there's quite a few. Okay, let's begin with this. So this is Angeline. She's the daughter of Cassandra. We met her at the beginning of the game, and yeah, we have some confirmed evidence. Well, let's have a look. Yeah, although she may be young, it's obvious she has a mind of her own and is not afraid to speak it. Her life of wealth and worry for nothing has given her a sense of entitlement that I hope will not impede my investigation. So we have some confirmed evidence. Let's have a look. Angeline's rocky relationship with Cassandra, her mother. She has a rocky relationship. Now, do you think rocky relationship is positive or negative? Yeah, it's a bit negative, right? She's matured since we first met her. She's unsure of the blackmail reason. So the family have been Blackmail. They're receiving letters and they're being extorted. By who? We don't know. She cares about the Major. And this is what we found out last week. The Major, who has been murdered, is Angeline's father. If this is your first time watching these videos, I would recommend go back to the start, watch the other videos, and you can kind of learn about the story. Because it's quite a cool story. Then we've got Archibald, he's the butler. Oh, hang on, we need to go back. I need to sort my thing out here. Archibald, no! Hang on, excuse me. Archibald. He's the butler of the house, and he has been with the Vandermosh family for several years. He takes pride in his work, his appearance, and the house. He considers himself the father figure to the other young staff of the house, and I believe he would do anything for him. And we have discovered that he's stressed, and he received a call from the Major. Let's go straight to the Major, first of all. Well, the Major is the victim. He is the victim of the crime. He's a former major in the British Army. Hagen is not only friends with Madame Van den Bosch, Cassandra, but is well connected with the local law enforcement. Although he has been out of the military for some years, he still believes he has the authority and power over others. I would not want to speak out of line speak badly about a former officer, but he strikes me as arrogant and pompous. He comes across, it's very arrogant and pompous, which I believe he considers positive and fitting characteristics, traits to have. So, what do we know? He's ex-military. He was involved in the workers' strikes. We'll come to that later. And the big reveal last weekend was that we discovered that the Major is actually Angeline's dad and not the Viscount who has died. So Cassandra, the matriarch, the lady of the house, abrupt and snobbish, she's hesitant to help me in my investigation, already placing the blame on the young maidservant Florette. I can see a challenge persuading her of anything other than what she already believes. She's very headstrong, she doesn't really listen to anything, and she is a bit snobbish, to feel superior, yeah? So, we found out some stuff. What have we found out? We found out that she's desperate for money. She's having financial difficulties. She's widowed. Yeah? Her husband died. She is a widow. If it was a man, it's a widower. She hopes wedding brings wealth. Okay, we'll come to this in a second. Angeline, her daughter, is getting married to Gedeon. And Gedeon he's got the pasta, he's got the money, yeah? And she's hoping that this wedding will bring wealth. Now, Margot is a comtesse, and she and Cassandra are long-term friends. Now, the Major is, like I said before, I would use the past tense here because he's dead. The Major is abusive, right? So he was not a very nice person. And again, the Major was Angeline's father. They had an affair. Elizabeth, a servant who we quite like, Mademoiselle Elizabeth, is a well-mannered, polite girl that obviously cares a great deal about her friend and fellow member of staff Florette. She's happy and optimistic, and I believe may be of great help in my investigation. Now, Elizabeth and Luke plan to elope, to run away and get married. But unfortunately, Luke passed away. He died. How? We don't know. We don't know. Now we have Ernesto, who's the businessman. He's the factory owner and business entrepreneur. He is driven, focused on profits, and has little patience for time wasting and small talk. Small talk. Lovely weather today, everyone. Did you watch the football match last night? Yeah? Small talk. I was taken aback by his bluntness, his directness, which many would consider rude, but it's obvious that the opinions of others do not bother him. He's an old friend of Madame Van den Bosch and former business partner of the late Viscount. Now, what have we found out? Confirmed evidence, everyone. He is the factory owner. He worked with the Major, and he cares. Bum, 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 if you know what I mean. For Cassandra. Felix, oh, there's some new information here. Let's click on Felix. What's happened? What's the new information? Here. The Major tried to pay Jackie. We'll come to her in a moment. She's the American newspaper magnate, the mogul. Blackmail seems to be a common theme amongst upper classes. Jackie wasn't keen on Felix's offer. To be keen is to be interested, to like something. I'm very keen on going to the museum. I'm keen, I'm interested, I want to do something. Correct. No servant. We don't know where she is. She was in the first part. If you go back, you will find out about her. Now, here's Ernesto Major Fleuret Gideon. Now, he is engaged to Angeline, yeah? Which is why Cassandra, Angeline's mother, he wants the money, everybody. He is the fiancé of Mademoiselle Angeline. Although English is not his first language, he's well spoken, which I presume comes from a prestigious education. So he's well educated. I instantly found him rather charming and charismatic, and is clearly supportive of Mademoiselle Angeline, a perfect example of a husband-to-be. So Hercule likes Gideon. But let's look at the evidence. Gideon paid the first blackmail demand. Quickly explaining blackmail, it's like if someone has some information about me that I want to be kept secret, and then they say, for example, Brian, if you don't pay me €5, I will tell everybody that you are a horrible person or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like to reveal a secret, yeah, to reveal a secret, to blackmail someone, to extort someone. So anyway, what happened? There was a blackmail letter, and Gideon just paid it, yeah, because he has the money. He's a supporter of the unions, the trade unions. So there's this situation where Ernesto da Silva is the factory owner. The workers were on strike, yes, for better conditions, better pay, etc. And Gideon is a supporter of the unions. Ooh. Now he has a brother called Zach, we'll see, and they have a history with the Major, and Gideon was protecting Angeline with the blackmail, and he was invited to the party, or Hugo, we're going to come to Hugo now. Hugo is a trade union leader, and he was invited by Gideon. I instantly noticed the pride that Monsieur Becker takes in his work, and excellent what work it is. As a union leader, he fights for the rights of the working class. I can imagine him giving an inspiring speech to the delight of his followers. Hugo is a union leader. Hugo and Jackie, the American newspaper mogul, had a heated discussion. They had an argument, and Hugo wanted to confront. He had some information. He wanted to have an argument with the Major before the Major was murdered. Okay, who we got? We got Inge, another servant, a young Belgian servant. Like most, she comes from a poor background, but was still polite and hard-working. I'm sure she has learned the high standards of Madame Van den Bosch. she hadn't, I'm sure she would not be here. And it was Inge who found the murdered body. I don't know. She found the body. Yeah. Here's Jackie. Jackie is confident, self-assured, and intelligent. 3 words not only but I believe Mademoiselle Conrad would ascribe to herself. Okay, she would describe herself as confident, very self-assured, and intelligent. She is at the top of her field, running multiple successful newspapers, and she wants everyone to know it. She has not allowed gender to restrict her position, more likely using it as a positive when being underestimated by her rivals. So this story is between the wars, between the Great War, 1914 to 1918, the First World War, and the Second World War, which was, 1939 to 1945. So this story is set in that kind of time period between the two. So she's a magnet, she's a newspaper mogul, she's a newspaper magnate, she's very important. She has a media empire. She knows a lot about the guests at the party. It's an engagement party, everyone. She was writing an article about the couple, who are Angelina Gedeon and Hugo, who is the trade union guy. And Jackie, they were having a heated discussion. They were having an argument when we first saw them. And Jackie wants information. Okay, there's something new here. Let's find out what's new. I presume this belongs to Jackie chasing her story meet. Right, so we searched her room. No warrants, no court orders, yeah. Illegal search in my opinion. But we found a knife because the major was stabbed. He was stabbed to death. Alright. Now, Jackie, here's Margot. She's the countess, yeah? She's a rich kid. Well, she's a rich lady. A proud, strong, opinionated, and flirtatious. Socialite. Comtesse de Vos is a woman that knows what she wants and will not hold back in announcing it. She says what she thinks. Running a woman's shelter is admirable work. The world would benefit from more people in her position of wealth to do the same. So she has a shelter for kind of poor women, you know, and she kind of helps them, and she helps them get jobs, and very nice, yeah, very good hobby, you know, for the rich, I suppose, yeah. So she does a lot of charity work. Margot and Cassandra, they're longtime friends, and this is why I'm angry. Margot inspected the major's body because Margot at some point was a nurse or something, maybe during the war, you know, she has medical experience, and she inspected the body. They moved the body, which infuriated our boy Hercule Poirot. He was super angry about this, yeah. He was incandescent with rage almost about it, yeah. But anyway, we had a chat, and I think we're on good terms again. There's something new here. Let's find out. Right. A first aid kit full of medical equipment, bandages, plasters, antiseptics, and also a pair of scissors, yeah. So the question for Hercule was, why is she doing this? Why is she bringing these things with her? This is, I've been calling her Rihanna, but anyway, Rihanna, we're going to call her Rihanna. So she's the chef, the cook. Not present when I last encountered the Van den Bosch family. Rihanna is their cook and has been with them for many years. I can see why after such a delicious meal yesterday. She is direct, hard-working, and nurturing to the young maids of the house. I believe she is the mother figure that is there to hand out advice and a shoulder to cry on. I'm so sad. So, right, so we got like Archibald then, it's like the father figure, and Rihanna Piet is the mother figure of the younger workers in the household. Brianna took ice to the Major on her own accord. It was her own idea. We thought the Major asked for it. Here's Zach. Zach is Gideon's brother. He's friendly and full of life. I imagine he would feel comfortable as the center of attention with all eyes in the room on him. It's obvious that he enjoys a drink or two, if you know what I mean. But what harm is there at a celebration such as this? Well, we have some evidence. Let's have a look. Gideon's brother. So in the war, he was a field medic, some kind of medical staff. He's repressing something. Yeah. I think they use the phrase shell shock, like a bombshell. Today you would say PTSD. Now, what does PTSD stand for? It stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah, so, people who go to war, they're seeing death and, the horrors of war. Their brains can go. So, he's repressing something maybe. His brother, Gideon, the brothers aren't close. They have a problem with the Major. So, that's kind of suspicious, yeah? Because the Major is dead. And yet he has shell shock, which today we call PTSD. Anybody else of interest? That's it. Alright, cool. So that's the main characters of the story. So far, we interviewed in the last episode, episode 15, we searched the rooms of Margot, Gideon. Who else did we do? I've forgotten. What are the other characters? The game is afoot, everybody. I know that's a Sherlock Holmes expression, but it's all who done it. Yeah, this is a murder mystery, and I think I'm allowed to do that. Is the sound okay? Can somebody confirm that the sound is okay? Because I am a bit stressed about this. What we got? We got a room here. Okay, the Major's study. The dead Major's study. Oh, by the way, so what did we find out? In the last episode, we found out Angeline's father was the Major. Yeah, nobody knew this. It's a secret. It's a family secret. And what else did we do? We gave a speech. We called all the people together. We watched a little video about the techniques that Agatha Christie would use, and it was always like to isolate a group of people. There's a murder, so it can't be anybody else. It's one of them. And this is classic Agatha Christie, because there's a snowstorm at the moment. Maybe we can check it out. Can we see the snowstorm? No, it won't let me look out the window. Okay, well, there is a snowstorm. We're snowed in to the building. So we know somebody present has murdered the Major. There's nobody else. Now, what else? I say we, because me and Hercule, us, and all the viewers, we called a meeting. We called oh, hang on. Yeah, we talked to everybody. We spoke to everybody, and we said the murderer is among us. This was the Major study. There's a safe that was kind of ransacked. It was opened, and everything else happened there. I think we've done this room already, yes, so how do we go out? Okay, so we spoke to... Who did we speak to? We spoke to the Countess. We searched Gideon. I think, of course, we spoke to Cassandra. Okay, good stuff. Let's go. and have a look. Ooh, what's this? It's not a yucca plant, is it? Plants lean and rely on each other to survive. Something we as a species could take a lesson from. To lean on something. To lean against the wall. But we also lean on people. I'm not going to sing, don't worry. Oh, who's Inge?
Mademoiselle, we meet again.
Bonjour, Monsieur Poirot. Pardon, Détective Poirot.
Hang on, wait 1 second. Is that loud enough? Okay. Volume. I hope this is loud enough. I hope you can hear it, yeah? Alright. Here we go. Bonjour, Monsieur Poirot. Pardon, detective.
Just a detective is quite all right.
Bon, can I help you with something?
It was you that alerted the house to the Major's body. Tell me about your relationship with the other staff. If you do not mind me inquiring, what brought you to the woman's shelter? Well, she found the body, didn't she?
I was taking him a plate of food, but he didn't answer to my knocking.
You then entered the study.
I did. He wasn't moving. He just lay there.
I did not mean to upset you again. Seeing him there would be troubling for anyone, and I'm sure it is not a memory you wish to relive.
True.
I guess you wouldn't know anything about life on the streets.
Right, so this is kind of, vulnerable women. The contest, she opened a shelter to help vulnerable living, living on the streets and get them a job, etc.
It is not an experience I have had to face personally, but I understand that many are forced into it, and the lifestyle that comes with it.
The lifestyle of
The lifestyle of a thief, you mean?
a thief, yeah? To steal things, a thief.
Put rather bluntly, oui.
You are the first officer that has not taken one look at me and pulled out their handcuffs.
Mademoiselle, I can see you have turned your life around, and I commend you on your efforts.
To turn your life around, to change your life.
Without the contest, I would probably be rotting in a cell somewhere.
There is an obvious alliance to the Comtesse, Margot, and an understandable one at that. Yeah, because she helped her. Okay, tell me about your relationship
I
with the other
suppose
staff.
like a family. We argue, but most of the time we get along.
We get along. To get along is to have a good relationship, yeah? I get along with my neighbours, yeah? I don't get along with, I don't know. I get along with everybody pretty much, So, but anyway.
You must all be quite close then.
Some more than others.
Oh, she's looking a bit sad.
You refer to whom, mademoiselle?
To whom?
Well, Maman Rihanna, she's been here the longest, and she's very close with Lizzie on account of Luke.
Okay, Elizabeth, yeah? We met her at the beginning of the game. She was going to elope with Luke, but Luke died. How is it Mademoiselle Elizabeth's late fiancé connects with them?
Maman Ray is Luke's sister. You didn't know that?
What? So Maman Ray, the cook, Rihanna, is Luke's sister. No, we didn't know this, Inge. We didn't know this at all.
She would have said. She talks about him all the time. It must have been awful, losing him in those riots.
Okay, let's look into this. I thought she would have said She talks about him all the time. It must have been terrible. It must have been awful losing him in those riots. So this was one of the things. There was the workers went on strike at the factory, and which is Da Silva, yeah, Edwin Da Silva's factory, and there were some riots, and some people died. 3 or 4 people died, I think, and one of them was Luke. I didn't know this, yeah, because we never found out. Well, now we have, of course. This is how Luke died. He was going to run away with Elizabeth and get married.
Apparently, he was right at the front when they were charged. They didn't stand a chance. If I had been the one responsible for his death, I wouldn't want Mamoret looking for me.
Right. So, to charge. They didn't stand a chance. If I had been the one responsible, I wouldn't want Maman Ray, looking for me. Okay.
Mademoiselle Rihanna, Maman Ray, she has expressed her desire for revenge.
Revenge!
Every time she talks about what happened.
Never ending. Revenge, revenge, revenge. It's very good for your mental health, this kind of thinking, everybody. How is it that the knowledge of Luke's death has eluded me, has escaped me for so long? The death of a brother is clearly motive for murder enough. Right, because the major supplied the security for the factory. They tried to break the strike. There was a riot. Luke has died. This is definitely a motive, a reason for the major. I did not see an aggressive side to Mademoiselle Rihanna when we... I'm saying Rihanna now. I'm going to continue just saying Rihanna, okay, when we spoke, but I wonder if she would act on such impulses for revenge if the opportunity arisen. If the opportunity arises, I will take it if it happens, yeah? Okay. Exit. Now, this is big news, everybody. So Luke was Rihanna's brother. Now, that's a major suspect in the investigation. Uncover Inge's involvement in recent affairs. Inge may seem more than a young innocent maid, but there is something that she is withholding. She's keeping back. If I am to solve the cases before me, I must learn what it is. Inge was previously prosecuted. She was in trouble with the law for theft. Okay, we've known this. She told us this. She feels disconnected from her peers, from the other staff members, your peer group. She confirmed that she found the major. She got the job from Margot. So Margot is the Comtesse, yeah? So Margot gave her the job. Here's Archibald, the butler. Let's have a look. So, the butler. Now, we found out earlier that he lost his key to the safe. This is a big question. Who opened the safe? He said he lost it, which is a very nice, convenient excuse. Oh, I lost the key just before there was a robbery. It is quite irresponsible for Archibald to lose a key to a most valuable place. What could have happened? Archibald claims nothing was moved in the study except the body. The access to the safe, the secure box, the safe. Archibald says the Major and Cassandra have access, and also Archibald. Okay. Where can we go? Let's go talk to Zach. Let's go talk to Zach. I wonder if Monsieur Zachariah is as seemingly innocent as his brother Gideon. I should speak with him before searching the room. Okay, I prefer... Still, no warrant. It's probably an illegal search anyway. It won't hold up in court. Hi, Zach. How's it going, man?
Monsieur Demir, I hope you are feeling better today.
Nothing a good night's sleep couldn't fix.
Très bien. I wonder if you would be up to discussing certain matters with me.
Whatever you need.
Alright. We're going to question him. Sorry if dealing with the major body or unfamiliar emotions. I spoke with your brother. Your brother was talking with a accomplice in the salon. I was not aware they were so close. Yeah, right. He got really sad, didn't he? Because he's suffering this shell shock, this PTSD. You know, he's a bit freaked out from the war, and we started talking about dead bodies.
I lost my taste for death a long time ago.
He's looking sad.
It had to be done. I'm certainly in no rush to be carrying a dead body again, though.
So it was kind of a traumatic experience for him.
Most understandable. I shall extend the same gratitude to you as I did to your brother.
You've spoken to him already. How is he?
Perhaps that should be a question you ask him yourself.
Yeah, you need to reconcile, Zach, with your brother.
Yeah, maybe. I bet he had a lot to say. He always did have an opinion on the war.
When I say your past, I refer to your past as brothers.
Oh. Okay, well, what did he say?
It seems you both had the same sentiment for this party. Perhaps the bridges that you thought were once burnt are in fact primed to be reconstructed.
Okay, some nice language here. It seems you... So, I think you both had the same feeling for this party. Okay, so there's a... You know, they haven't been getting on. There's a party, an engagement party, they both go. Perhaps the bridges that you thought were once burnt are in fact primed to be reconstructed. To burn your bridges, everyone. This is an expression we use when you don't go back, you know. So imagine I'm working in an office and I'm leaving the company and it's my last day. I'm finishing at 3 o'clock and I say, and I just want to say to everybody, you are all idiots. John, you're a moron. Maria, I hate you. I'm burning my bridges, you know, because when I go, I can't go back there, you know what I mean? There's no going back. So this is a very typical expression. To burn your bridges, you're cutting yourself, yeah?
We'll see how probable that reconstruction is going to be. Until he sees my point of view, I don't know how we can move forward.
Right, so they're still not sibling issues, of course. Yeah, it's quite normal.
What is there for him to understand before the bond can be repaired?
Yeah, what does he need to know, Zach?
He lost his friends in the war, the same as ever. But somehow he has forgiven. I'm sorry, Detective, I can't. Gideon just doesn't understand that.
So the Major was fighting on the other side, you know, whereas Gideon and Zach were on one side fighting against the Major's side. So he's saying, I can't forget. I can't forget we were enemies. After speaking with Monsieur Gideon about his brother's state of mind, I think the best thing for them would be a reconciliation. There is something about Monsieur Zach's story that he is leaving out. He's omitting, though. The death of his friends and comrades weighs heavy on him. If something is weighing heavy on you, it's a big problem. Heavy, what was it? Heavy is the crown. Heavy weighs the crown of the king. I don't know, Shakespeare or something like that, isn't it? Yeah. Your brother was talking with the Comtesse while in the salon. I was not aware they were Margot. Yeah, I was not aware they were so close.
Those two, close.
They must share something in common to be able to hold the conversation for the time they did.
If there is one thing I know about my brother, it's that he will not. No, he cannot be rude. He just doesn't have it in him.
Was it not your brother that punched Monsieur Hagen?
At the beginning, there was Gideon punched Monsieur Hagen before he got murdered, which is why he went back to his room and he had some ice, because maybe he had a black eye, we say, a black eye, and Gideon punched him, so, you know, quite aggressive behavior, no?
Ah, that's different. He was asking for it. If you put my brother in a room with 5 socialites like her, he would work his way around every single one of them, offering his full attention and finest manners.
Okay. So, usually, he's a nice guy, yeah, except when he gets angry or something.
Merci for your assistance, monsieur.
Thank you for your assistance, monsieur. I'm speaking Franglish. Okay, search the room. What we got? What's over here? Anything over here? We got the tree we can lean on. No.
Ah,
Plants lean and rely on each other to survive, something we as a species could take a lesson from. Okay. Can I look out the window? Let's look at the snow. The fallen snow has laid a beautiful white blanket over the countryside that surrounds the house. They are snowed in, everybody. They can't leave. There's just too much snow. What have we got over here? Anything? Gramophone player. The wonders of modern technology. What a joy it must be to have music in one's home. I think I was talking about this in the last episode, wasn't I? Like, you know, like Mozart or something. You know, only a certain amount of people saw Mozart. You have to go and see him live. But then with records, you know, the music can spread and everybody can hear him. Really quite a revolution in kind of. Oh, yes. What? What? Wait, what? A dagger, a knife. An ornamental dagger from Zach's time in the war. Ooh, man, suspicious, no? A little bit suspicious, this. A dagger? Okay. What's over here? Anything? Stare into the flames. A roaring fire. I could stand and gaze, look at the flames for hours. Okay, we've done enough of that now, Hercule. Cigarette butts. So, what do we have? We have an ashtray. With a cigarette, you put the I don't know what it's called. That goes in for the ASH ashtray. But the cigarette butt is the filter of the cigarette. It's a butt. You put out the butt. Okay, so we found some cigarette butts here. He's smoking. He's drinking. He's nothing over here. Let's go and talk to him again.
Always got time for my favorite detective.
Thank you. This is a particular item I found while conducting my illegal search without a warrant, without a court order. It's a dagger, Zach. Time to fess up.
The dagger. I wondered how long it would take for that to become an issue.
About 10 seconds.
I shall give you the opportunity to explain the reason for it being here before I jump to any conclusions.
Ah, nice. To jump to a conclusion. Yeah, it's just a nice expression when you think something, he must have done it. Yeah, it's when you kind of blame somebody, for example, without much evidence. You know what I mean? To jump to a conclusion. Yeah. I can't think of a better explanation. My brain isn't really working at the moment. But like, yeah, it's when you quickly accuse somebody, you know what I mean? So like I'm in the office and there's a chocolate cake in the fridge in the canteen and somebody's been eating it and everybody in the office jumps to the conclusion that I ate it. Maybe I did.
It was going to be a wedding gift for Gideon. I've maybe not been the best brother in recent years. I thought this could make up for some of it.
A dagger, a big knife as a wedding gift. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, like nowadays with weddings, you get the wedding list, don't you? What, like, we want a toaster, or we want some cutlery, or we want this, yeah? And we would like an ornamental dagger. Maybe not, I don't know. Maybe not in my circle of friends. I thought this would, so it was going to be a wedding gift. I've maybe not been the best brother in recent years, you're right, Zach. I thought this would make up for some of it. To make up for something is to compensate, you know. It's my friend's birthday and I forgot like it's their birthday, and then I realize, oh my god, it's their birthday. So I phone them and I say, hey Iona, I forgot it was your birthday last week. Let me make it up to you. Let me take you out for lunch. Let's go and have lunch. I'll buy. You know what I mean? And I will invite you. To make up for something, yeah? Is to compensate.
After what happened to the Major, I thought it was a bit tasteless.
Tasteful? Stylish, maybe. Very tasteful. Tasteless? Tacky would be a word we would use for quite tacky, you know? My sister bought me a fridge magnet, you know, as a present, and it's like a flamenco dancer fridge magnet. It's a bit tacky. It's not very tasteful. Okay, so yeah, giving somebody a knife for their engagement party when there has been a murder and the body was stabbed might be a little bit tasteless.
You did not see it fitting to tell me you were harboring a rather sizable knife in your room?
You did not find it suitable to tell me you were hiding a rather large knife in your room. Imagine, you often see, like in newspapers, to harbor a criminal. It's like, you know, someone's robbed a bank, yeah, and they come to your house and they're staying in your house. You are harboring, like a port, a harbor. You're harboring a criminal. Sizable, a rather sizable knife, meaning a really big knife, yeah. It's not really suitable, I would say, yeah, especially when there's been a murder.
I wouldn't say harboring. And I wasn't expecting to be a suspect in a murder.
You're all suspects, Zach. Every single person here is a suspect.
Merci for your assistance, monsieur.
Thank you for your assistance, mister. Alright. Well, how do we get out? Next room. Monsieur Becker's room. This is the trade unionist, yeah? Without him here, I am free to search. Without a warrant and a court order, I am free to search. It's all... doesn't matter in Hercule Poirot world, eh? What are we looking for? We're looking for... Why would you have some boots at the side of your bed? Very suspicious. We're going to go clockwise as usual, everybody. Let's see what's over here. Ooh, there's a photograph. Let's have a look. With so many siblings, it must have been difficult for Hugo to get attention. Okay, with so many brothers and sisters. I have 2 siblings. I have 2 sisters. I have 2 siblings. But yeah, Hugo has a lot of siblings. Here's a look. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a good Catholic family there now for you guys. Yeah. Solid mustache as well. There's Hugo. There he is in the background. So maybe, maybe he's very competitive because he comes from such a large family. Okay, cool. No, we're not going to look out the window again. It's snowing, we know. Anything over here? Anything over here? The plant to lean on? Lean on me. Oh, look, no. A note? A note? It seems he has been attempting, present perfect continuous there, to write a speech of some kind, unsuccessfully, though. Okay, there's a nice expression here for everybody, yeah, for any language learners. It seems he has been attempting to write a speech of some kind, so it's not finished, it's still continuing. And then in the second part he says unsuccessfully though. Now when we use though at the end of the sentence, it's to express contrast, yeah? I've done this before. The restaurant, the food was fantastic, but it was very expensive though, yeah? When we want to contrast 2 things, which is another point. In the last stream, I was talking about unless, and I think I said it expresses contrast, where my friend Iona said it is condition, and it's expressing condition, yeah? I say to the child, yeah, you cannot play the video game unless you finish your homework, yeah? I'm going to go to the beach unless it rains. It was raining here last night. Yeah, it rained a lot here last night. So look at it. It's kind of negative, right? You can't play video games unless you finish your homework. Sorry. And what did I say? We won't go to the beach. Hang on. Give me a second, everybody. Okay. Yeah. We go to the beach unless it rains. You can't finish your homework unless you... Sorry, you can't play video games unless you finish your homework, yeah? Other ways of expressing condition, we could use provided that, yeah? You can play video games provided that you finish your homework, or we will go to the beach tomorrow as long as it is sunny. Yeah, so these are other ways to express condition. Very useful. You'll see them in the exams, the Cambridge exams, definitely in reading and use of English all the time. Sorry, I digress. Let's get back to Monsieur... I've forgotten his name, everybody. What's his name? Beckett? So, it seems as he has been attempting to write a speech, so it's a present perfect continuous, which would suggest it's not finished, and it's not successful, though. I wonder, does this fit a pattern of behavior with Hugo? He never finishes anything, maybe. Okay, let's have a look. You underestimate the power of man's defiance. Your men... You are in a position to bring all of this to an end. All we ask is what we deserve. Okay, so we cross that out. There's a few sentences here. If you do not retract your men, they will be met with equal force. Too forceful. Okay, so they're talking about the riots and the kind of the strike and the riots here. Your weapons may beat our bodies, but they will not bruise our hearts. Well, they did, I think. 3 people died. Money will not save your soul. Okay, so he's trying to create a speech or something about the issues involved with the riot. Anything over here? There's a book. Okay. Inside Hugo's notebook, a hasty scribble, just scribbled, regarding a meeting with who, I assume, Ernesto. A meeting with Ernesto, the factory boss? Curious. Let's find out. Okay, let's go for... Alright, there's two here. We've got Jackie's room. Jackie has a knife. There's a stack of newspapers. Okay, there's a pile of newspapers. What's that? Talk to Jackie. Jackie thinks Hugo was slow to react. The Major only cared about money. Yeah, he was kind of money hungry, alright. The Major tried to pay Jackie off. Blackmail seems to be a common theme amongst the upper class. Jackie wasn't keen on Felix's offer. Jackie's notebook, she seems to have made a good name for herself. Okay, good. We've got Hugo's notebook. Inside Hugo's notebook, a hasty, quickly scribbled regarding a meeting with, I assume, Ernesto. Hugo's family photo, lots of siblings. There he is. A scrapped paper. It seems he'd been attempting to write a speech of some kind. Unsuccessfully, though. I wondered, does this fit a pattern?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
Yeah, I don't think so. Alright. In Jackie's opinion, she doesn't value Hugo particularly highly. Would he collaborate with anyone else, I wonder? Jackie is unlikely to collaborate with Hugo. Okay, this is another point that I've forgotten to mention. That Hercule doesn't think the killer is working on their own. He thinks it's a collaboration, that people are working together. Because when we interviewed them, they all had alibis for each other. Yes, I was with Hugo, or yes, I was with Margot. And they're all covering their alibis, their excuses when the murder was. So Hercule believes that there is a collaboration, maybe two people colluded to murder the Major. Okay. Gideon, this is the fiance. His room is pristine. I could have mistaken it for my own. His room is pristine. It's perfect. It's clean. It's tidy. This is one of the things that they talk about with Hercule Poirot, that he was a bit kind of obsessive compulsive, you know, as the character. It's quite interesting. Gideon, our boy. What's here? Photo of Gideon and Zach. It seems they used to be closer. Used to. Finish action in the past. Perhaps their recent behavior was merely a facade. Could it be possible that Gideon collaborated with Zach? Did they work together to kill the Major? Well, they had the motive. Gideon punched him. They wanted, they're not happy with him. Let's look at Zach. He's hesitant to talk to Gideon. He doesn't seem keen, to speak with his brother. I'm not very keen on opera music. He's hesitant to reconcile with Gideon. Despite my best efforts to push, he seems hesitant. Talk to Zach. What's that one? The knife, the ornamental dagger, which is a bit suspicious, I think. What's this one? It was a gift for Gideon. Zach says Gideon was polite to Margot. Photo of Gideon.
I must act on thought and fact, not on impulse.
Okay. Maybe this one, no? I mean, this is the thing, right?
Magnifique.
Right. There's a photo of them, you know, happy and younger in earlier times, but they're really not getting on. Magnifique, which means amazing. The Demir brothers' estranged relationship is enough to suggest they would not have worked together. Yeah, they don't really like each other, so maybe they weren't colluding together to murder the Major. Demir brothers unlikely to collaborate. So what have we worked out? We've worked out that it's unlikely Jackie and Hugo have collaborated. It's unlikely the two brothers have collaborated. What do we got next? We've got Margot and the Comtesse. Margot's room. Okay, let's have a look. We'll go here. Margot came prepared. She came with the first aid kit. Bit strange, but maybe if her background is nursing, it's something you always bring. Talk to her, we've done that. Margot helped Inge get hired. Okay, so Inge's working in the house and she was coming from Margot's shelter. Margot found Inge the position. Her friendship with Cassandra surely helps. Okay. Margot works at the woman's shelter. She's very proud of her role. I don't really know. Ceremonial dagger, maybe, and the knife.
Is there something I am not seeing?
Okay, probably. Gideon's room is pristine. No. I think it's got something to do with Margot. Margot's dagger. Ceremonial dagger. Oh, maybe just this.
I must take a different approach if I am to uncover the truth.
Okay. Here's family, scrap of paper, Archibald, Margot to check the body. Ooh. So maybe Archibald allowed Margot.
Come, my little Grace Alice. We must think logically.
It's stuck here now. Jackie, unlikely to collaborate with Hugo. And then Hugo's notebook.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
How are we doing? 67. Hugo and Ernesto confirmed each other's alibis. It's possible that they may have colluded to murder the Major. Can I find anything to support this? Hugo and Ernesto. So that would be what we talked about last week. Strange bedfellows, yeah? Ernesto is the factory owner, and Hugo is the trade union organizer. Now, working together, that would be a good example of strange bedfellows. Okay. Alright, that's done. Hugo may collude. Hugo may work with Ernesto. He may collusion. Hugo and Ernesto confirmed each other's alibis. It's possible that they may have colluded to murder the Major. Can I find something to support this? Okay, let's check it out, everyone. What do we got? Investigate the blackmail. Anything new here? There's nothing. We've got Inge got the job from Margot. Yeah. Okay. And back to the murder. And we've got nothing here. Oh. So, pocket knife, Jackie's knife, first aid kit for Margot. Poker was cleaned. This is the murder weapon. Zach has a ceremonial dagger. So, the Major was stabbed to death. What am I supposed to do now? Anything? Okay. Alright. Do we talk to... Is there anything else here that I haven't looked at? Scrap of paper. Bottle. Anything else? No, we're not looking at the plants, everybody. We're going to keep continuing. I'm pretty sure there's no clues. Alright, so, let's keep going. Anything over here? Anything over here? Grandfather clock. Grandfather clock. The time and skill it takes to build such a wonderful piece. It's an art form. I agree, sir. Alright. I can hear my neighbours are starting to drill and hammer like what they've been doing for a few weeks. What's this? Next guest room. Okay, let's go. Okay, it's getting up to, 1 o'clock now, yeah. I'm going to do a little bit more. The business-minded Monsieur de Silva's room. Here we go, everybody. With his groovy red shoes. Not as groovy as mine. I think these are kind of better. Let's have a look. Alright, Ernesto. Alright, Ernesto. Very informal way to say hello.
I am sure you understand the necessity for this type of search.
He's a very serious man, Ernesto.
Not really, Detective. Your speech was rather spirited.
Thank you.
But it did not give me much faith in your investigation.
How dare you!
I have not had my abilities questioned to my face by one of those I suspect of a crime.
Right. Yeah. Good, Hercule.
Well, if you wish to prove me wrong, you should hurry up and find Felix's killer.
He's very confident, isn't he?
And I hope, with your help, monsieur, I shall.
I know you have worked... Right, Madame Van der Bosch spoke of your work with her late husband. I know you have worked for the Major, but what do you know of his finances? So, Ernesto likes Cassandra, yeah? And then we found out, we know this, and then we found out that the Major, the dead Major, had a child with Cassandra, Angeline. The Major and De Silva worked together. I know you at the riot. I know you have worked with the Major. What do you know of his finances?
He didn't have much to speak of. I was always surprised at the life he lived.
Surprised in what way?
Well, considering it wasn't that long ago he came to me asking about work,
Right.
I didn't think he was in such good financial shape.
To be in good financial shape, to be in bad financial shape. Last night, I bought a lottery ticket for the Euro Millions. I think it was 191 million euros, yeah? Alas, I didn't win. I got 1 and 1 number. Nothing. 0. Zilch. But anyway, we keep going, yeah?
You offered him a position.
You offered him a job?
Nothing that he was willing to lower himself to. That's when he began talking about what else he could do for me.
What else he could do for me? This sounds a bit suspicious, everybody. Madame Van den Bosch spoke of your work with her late husband. The Major worked security. She did. She told us that
Yes,
he gave her some advice.
Some money. Unfortunately, he was not the businessman he thought he was.
Hmm?
Madame Vandenbosch had a very similar view. At least we could have taken solace that you were both in the same position.
To take solace means to take comfort in something, yeah? To give solace is to comfort, like when somebody's having a hard time. She had a very similar view. At least he could have taken solace that you were both in the same position, that you both lost money.
I think you're confused, Detective. It was Edwin that lost his fortune.
What? Edwin lost the money, not you, De Silva.
Forgive my naivete. If you were helping him make viable investments, would you not have seen the same opportunity for yourself?
Naive, to be innocent. I was very naive, you know. I did something, they took my money or something, you know. To be very naive. To not be street smart or here, like kind of financially smart, intelligent. You're very naive. If you were helping him make viable investments, possible good investments, would you have not seen the same opportunity for yourself?
I told him about the opportunities. I did not tell him to put his whole family's wealth into it. The prospect of doing good meant more to him than his profit margins. He was bound to fail.
I told him about the opportunities. I did not tell him to put all the money into it. The prospect of doing good meant doing well, that should be, meant more to him than his profit margins. He was bound to fail. Bound meaning highly likely. If you go to Ireland in November, it's bound to rain. It's highly likely, yeah? Tomorrow, I'm bound to go to the beach. It's highly probable I will go to the beach, yeah? He was bound. It was always going to happen. High possibility, probability.
The business declared bankruptcy.
To be bankrupt. And you can't pay the bills.
It did, until it was purchased for a fraction of its worth and made the new owner a small fortune.
I am beginning to see Mr. De Silva's more ruthless, this hard side. It sounds as though the Viscount was trying to at least make a positive change, but perhaps he was missing Monsieur De Silva's cutthroat edge. Okay, 1 second, everybody. I need to go to the bathroom. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into Firefox and I'm going to show you something. Hang on. This is a video. Hang on. This is a video.
6-minute English from B.
This is a 6-minute English video about Agatha Christie with some really good vocabulary. Hang on. Let me go in here. And I'm going to I'm just going to run it for a minute, okay, because I really need to go to the bathroom.
BBCLearningEnglish.com.
Hello, this is 6-Minute English from BBC Learning English. I'm Sam.
And I'm Neil.
Have you ever played the game Cluedo, Neil? The idea is that the person playing detective discovers who the murderer is, where the crime took place, and which weapon was used.
The last time I played Cluedo, it was Professor Plum in the library with the dagger.
Cluedo is based on a very popular type of book, the murder mystery, sometimes called a whodunit, a story about a murder which doesn't reveal who the murderer is until the end.
The Queen of Murder Mysteries is a British writer who was born in 1890. Her books are read all over the world and have been translated into 103 different languages. Her name is Agatha Christie.
To date, over 2 billion copies of her crime novels have been sold worldwide, making her the best-selling novelist of all time and the subject of this programme.
Perhaps her best-known story is Murder on the Orient Express, a whodunit featuring her most famous detective, Hercule Poirot. who starred in 33 of Agatha Christie's books.
More about that later, but as usual, I have a quiz question for you, Neil. Poirot may be Agatha Christie's most famous detective, but he isn't her only one. So who is Agatha Christie's other fictional detective?
I hope this is alright.
Hetty Wainthropp, B. Jessica Fletcher, or C. Miss Marple?
I'll guess it.
Okay, there's a quiz here. Let's go back to that one more time. Who is the other?
Fletcher or C. Miss Marple?
Ah!
1. So who is Agatha Christie's other fictional detective? Is it A. Hetty Wainthropp, B. Jessica Fletcher, or C. Miss Marple?
I'll guess it's A. Hetty Wainthropp.
Okay, Neil, I'll reveal the answer at the end of the programme.
Okay, we'll come back to that later on. I was going to show this earlier on, but unfortunately I just needed to go to the bathroom really quickly there. So the question was, who is Agatha Christie's other famous detective? Okay, I want to continue with this though. We'll finish that. I was going to do it later on. It's BBC Learning English, and they're doing some vocabulary and stuff. It's really nice. We'll do it at the end of the stream. Okay, so what happened, yeah? So Ernesto da Silva gave advice to the Viscount, Cassandra's husband, who's dead now, to invest, but he did not invest money into the same projects. Ernesto da Silva is saying, well, the guy's an idiot, you know. What can I do? Okay, so now we have to look at some questions. What we spoke of regarding Cassandra, the major work security for your factories. Well, we found out that Ernesto has the hots for Cassandra.
Everything that I want to say on that matter has already been said.
So he's saying nothing.
I understand, monsieur. But what I would like to know is, was the late Viscount aware of your feelings towards his wife?
Sorry, making sure I've got everything going here, yeah? Did the Viscount know about how you felt about his wife, Cassandra?
Excuse me, detective, but you have crossed the line.
You've crossed the line. You've gone too far. You've said something too much, everybody. This is unacceptable.
Cross the line like an attempt to bankrupt your partner and friend, so that you be able to swoop in and impress a certain target of your affections.
Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. To swoop in like an eagle. I cross the line like an attempt to bankrupt a business partner. Business goes broke, goes bankrupt, so that I can swoop in like a bird of prey and impress a certain target of my affections, i.e. Cassandra. Everybody likes Cassandra, right?
Ridiculous accusations without a shred of proof.
Without a shred, a tiny bit of proof. Okay.
Your reaction at the mere suggestion is proof enough, monsieur.
Oh.
While I cannot arrest you for betrayal of a friend, I can hope your conscience does not forget, and that will be punishment enough.
Okay, I can't arrest you for being an asshole, but I hope your conscience does not forget, and that will be Hercule is angry here, yeah? He's very angry with Ernesto. Monsieur de Silva's actions are not a criminal offense, but if there was a penalty for deception and deceit, he would surely receive a life sentence. If he has gone to such lengths, to go to such ways, what would stop him from committing a similar act again? This time, to the Major! So, let's have a look. The Major worked security for your factories.
Recall what him and his team did, security. For the money I paid, I did not expect them to be so reckless.
To be reckless, to be without caution, yeah, to be... I don't care, it's just very reckless behavior, reckless driving, yeah, driving too fast, you know? It's reckless, it's dangerous.
A considerable amount you paid him?
It was a lot of money?
There's no need to divulge amounts, but it was certainly more than was expected.
Okay, so he paid... There's no need to say how much to divulge, but it was certainly more than was expected. So I'm not going to tell you how much money I paid, but it was a lot of cash. One would expect a business of Monsieur de Silva's caliber, with his quality, to have agreed a price for the Major's services. Why would he allow the Major to barter more, to barter, to haggle, to, you know, well, to barter really is like, you know, I'll give you a dozen eggs and you give me a kilo of potatoes, you know, the barter system before we had money, yeah, to barter something. I'll give you this if you give me that. Quid pro quo, I think it is, no? Yeah, to haggle, you know, you go to the market and you say, how much is this? And they say it's 20 euros, and you say, oh, that's too much, I'll give you 15. And they say, oh, no, I have a family to feed, I'll take 17. It's to haggle. Now, Eduardo de Silva is a big, serious businessman. Why would he allow the Major to barter? Tell me about the security team, de Silva.
He said they were all professionals, but I saw nothing of the sort. He said he had worked with them all in the army as their superior officer. They were men that could be trusted.
Alright. So, army guys.
I had not even met them before they arrived on site. They brought their own equipment. It looked like they knew what they were doing.
So the Major employed ex-military to break the strike as security.
And this equipment, it included the weapons that injured and killed the workers?
It was not much of a choice, Detective. I said they didn't need them, but Felix said it was essential. He said he knew better.
Brutality, everyone. The more Monsieur talks, the shadier his dealings with the Major become. It's beginning to sound as though the riots were no accident. Shady, dodgy, probably criminal. Very shady. Be a person, that guy's a bit shady, I don't trust him. Or it could be like a job, that job's a bit shady. Okay. It's very suspicious.
That is all for now.
Okay. Have I searched the room? I don't remember. What's the letter?
Aha.
A letter stating the blackmailer would reveal information of his questionable business dealings, his shady business dealings. At first, you may question the nature of this letter, but by its conclusion you will know what you have fought so hard to keep hidden could be far from it. You may question the nature of this letter, but by the end you will know that what you have fought so hard to keep could be far from it. I know a secret. I'm going to tell people a secret about you that you've been hiding. You have spent years feeding off the hard-working backs of others and offering nothing in return. Your workers continue to take their lives into their own hands day after day. Dangerous work. With your shoddy, low quality, your shoddy, damaged, dangerous machines for a fraction of what they deserve. He's been exploiting the working class, the workers. Deal after deal is made, and while your pockets become fatter, while you become richer, lining them with more of your blood money, it's your workers that must pay the price. They're the people who are getting injured or working too hard or whatever. The mistreatment and pain you have caused does not only reside in the factories that you own, but the house that you live. You do not value the lives of those that allow you to live the opulent life, the rich life. that you do, and I will not allow that to continue. I can no longer sit back and watch as you disregard any sense of integrity or morality and continue to remain on your self-made pedestal, lording over those that deserve so much more. Yes, because I'm very rich and I'm very powerful, I'm lording it over the people. It is time you paid the price for your crimes, and the cost is 5,000 francs. It's a small price to pay for my silence, for if I do not receive it before Friday, it will not be cash you are paying, but rather years behind bars. Bring the money in a small brown paper parcel, addressed to Monsieur Cordier, to the post office on Rue d'Entrepont. I don't know, that's my French. I don't know if that's correct. Give it to the cashier and leave. If you do as requested, you will not hear from me again, and you may continue your life of luxury. It is obvious you do not value others' lives, but I urge you to consider what yours is worth. It's another blackmail letter, everybody. Wow, big information. We need to speak to him. But what I'm going to do is, because I've got to do something today, I'm going to go here, and we're going to go to the main one, yeah? And we're going to finish that. We're going to continue with our interrogation of Eduardo da Silva in the next stream, okay? So, we found out kind of some interesting stuff today, I think, yeah? We found out some kind of interesting stuff, and we need to think about this. Always remember, with Agatha Christie, when it's very obvious, it's like in the exams, right? It's like in the listening exams with the Cambridge or IELTS listening exams. You're doing the listening, you're listening to the audio. If the answer is obvious, it's not the answer. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Okay, John, let's be on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday is great. Okay, we'll go to the cinema on Wednesday and we'll see that film. It's the opening night on Wednesday. You know, oh, but I just remembered I have a meeting, and it's like that. And then the question is, you know, when are they meeting? And everybody goes, it's Wednesday. It's not, you know. I digress. Let's listen to the end of that. I want to listen to the end of the BBC 6 Minutes. They gave us the question, who was the other detective of Agatha Christie? I'm going to write this here now. Just 1 second. Let me find the text. For any language learners, I highly recommend going to the BBC Learning English website. I'm going to put the link here for this video, for this audio that we got. Yeah, it's really, really good. It's free. There's lots of listening exercises. It's really, really good, nice, you know. Let's listen to the end of it. So the question was, they did a quiz. Who is the other famous detective of Agatha Christie, right? Now, we're going to do some vocabulary and we'll finish it there.
Mentioned, one of Agatha Christie's most famous books is Murder on the Orient Express. The story takes place on a train travelling from Istanbul in Turkey to Calais in northern France.
Right.
Listen as writer and Agatha Christie superfan Harriet Gilbert summarises the story for BBC World Service.
Superfan. She's a fanatic. She loves Agatha Christie. So what she's been doing is, since Agatha Christie died, I think in 1977, 1978. But anyway, she's been writing new books in the style of Agatha Christie, just creating new books. I suppose you could do this with AI now, you know, artificial intelligence. But let's listen to what she says.
Service programme World Book Club.
Poirot is on the train, heading back home to England from Syria, when two unconnected events take place. In a snowstorm in Croatia, the train comes grinding to a halt, and in one of the sleeping berths, a passenger is murdered. It's impossible for anyone to have reached the isolated snow-trapped train or to have escaped from it without leaving telltale footsteps in the snow.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do this on YouTube. I don't know if I'm allowed to play videos of other things. Yeah, so I might get copyrighted for this. So that's why I'm going to try and break it. But what she's talking about there is that the train is trapped in the snow. Again, it's that same theme of Agatha Christie, where a group of people, often strangers, are kind of trapped in a situation. There's a murder. It can't be anybody else. And Hercule needs to work out, he needs to figure out who committed the crime, who is the culprit.
The killer can only be one of the dozen people sharing Poirot's coach.
Dozen?
When he starts to investigate, it seems that each of them has an alibi for the time of the murder.
Is that word?
Impossible. Well, Poirot's certainly perplexed.
During a snowstorm, the express train...
Good, she's going to explain there. To be perplexed was the last word there.
comes to a grinding halt. It slows down until it stops altogether. Then someone is murdered.
The murderer can't have escaped without leaving telltale footprints in the snow. When something is described as telltale, it reveals information which allows a secret to be uncovered. For example, lipstick on your husband's shirt could be a telltale sign he's having an affair.
Lipstick on your husband's collar. I have a song. Okay, Telltale, it's a giveaway. When I first started doing the streams, I started playing a game called The Walking Dead by Telltale Studios, which is the name, yeah. What did she say? It was a telltale sign. Lipstick, which is... I can sing a country western song. Lipstick on your collar, told a tale on you, 'cause lipstick on your collar, bet your bottom dollar.
The murder victim is found in bed, stabbed with a knife. Poirot begins to investigate, but as he questions the train passengers one by one, it seems that everyone has an alibi. Proof that they were somewhere else when a crime was committed.
Naturally, this leaves the Belgian detective perplexed or confused because something is difficult to understand or solve.
I won't spoil the story by telling you what happens next, Neil, but let's just say that, as usual, Poirot uncovers the murderer using his incredible powers of observation.
In her stories, Agatha Christie describes Hercule Poirot as a very strange or eccentric man.
The author, Sophie Hannah, has written several new Poirot stories based on the characters invented by Agatha Christie before her death in 1976. Here she is describing more of Hercule Poirot's strange characteristics to BBC.
So Hercule Poirot is quite an eccentric character, like that he has this kind of... He does some kind of strange things. He's very much a perfectionist. He's very neat and tidy, almost compulsive, to be eccentric. We talk about, I don't know, people who are like super rich, yeah, like an eccentric billionaire, like really kind of strange behavior for ordinary people. But anyway, let's listen to the vocabulary.
BBC World Service Programme, World Book Club.
There's the sort of outward things, his appearance, which is very striking and very unusual, and his sort of, I suppose, foibles is the best thing to put.
Foibles?
He likes neatness, he likes order, he approaches things very methodically, he's very proud of his luxuriant moustaches, all of that.
Sophie calls Poirot's unusual behaviour his foibles, habits or characteristics which are considered but which harm no one.
Yes, unlike the fictional murderers he uncovers, Poirot's foibles do no harm. But it makes me wonder if Agatha Christie's other famous detective also had unusual habits.
Okay, here we go.
You'll have to reveal the answer to your quiz question, Sam.
Repeat the question.
You asked me for the name of Agatha Christie's other famous detective.
Right.
I guessed it was A, Hetty Wainthropp.
Well, I'm afraid that was the wrong answer. In fact, Miss Marple was the name of Agatha Christie's second most famous
Miss Marple
character,
investigates.
although Hetty Wainthropp is a fictional detective on TV.
Well, now that we've solved the murder and revealed the correct answer, let's recap the vocabulary, starting with whodunit, a murder story which does not...
So we looked at this before, yeah, at the beginning of this, yeah? It's a genre. So you have science fiction, you have romantic comedies, you have historical books, autobiographies, but we have, in English we call them whodunits, murder mystery. Who did it? It should be, but for some reason it's gone really bad. It's changed, and we just can say who done it. I enjoy who done it. Anyone doing exams? What kind of genre? What kind of books do you like? I enjoy who done it.
Tell you who the murderer is until the end.
In the whodunit Murder on the Orient Express, the train comes to a grinding halt. It slows down until it stops altogether.
A telltale sign reveals hidden information so that a secret can be revealed.
An alibi is proof that you were somewhere else when a crime was committed.
Alibi, we've looked at this.
Means to be confused because something is difficult to understand.
And finally, someone's foibles are their strange but harmless habits or behaviour.
That's all for our 6-minute investigation into the mysterious...
Okay, good, right. So it's kind of a new word. We've looked at all those words before. Alibi, I've forgotten. Alibi, etc. Perplexity. I use Perplexity AI. It's a really good AI search engine. And then the last one is foibles. Yeah, foibles. So it's kind of like eccentricity. There's kind of strange behaviour. But it's kind of harmless. It's not really much. We're going to leave the game there anyway, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If please press like, press subscribe, and also have a fantastic weekend. I hope you enjoy yourself. I'll see you soon. We're going to there's a lot of stuff happening now at the moment. There's a lot of knives being found. Yeah, there's a lot of weapons being found. There's a lot of stuff going on between people, isn't there? There's a hidden, I think, that we need to discover. But anyway, I'm sure we will find out what is going to happen. Like I said, in the chat, I've left a link there for the question about when Agatha Christie disappeared. And the question is, how long did she disappear for? Because there was like a huge search for her when she did, when she went. It's kind of a curious story as well. And I've also given a link there to the BBC Agatha Christie 6-minute audio. Go there if you're a language learner. You can get the vocabulary, you can download the audio, it's really, really nice. Lots of students say to me, like, oh, Brian, I don't have time to practice, but like, we all drive to work, we all take the bus to work, we all go from here to there. You can download all of this content for 6 minutes. And to really improve your listening skills, practice every day. 5-10 minutes every day. It will really take your English level, your listening skills to the next level. And it's important if you're considering or if you are taking exams, because you can't really learn listening quickly. It takes time to develop, Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please press like, press subscribe. It really, really helps the Class A Plus channel. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to get to the bottom of this, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you soon. Okay, so I'm going to finish it there. Hope you're all well, and again, see you soon, and I promise I won't sing any more songs, okay?